Pimpa was a small, spotted dog with a nose for adventure and a heart full of curiosity. She lived with her best friend, Armando, a kind and patient man who always encouraged Pimpa's curious nature. Every morning, Pimpa would leap out of bed, ready to explore the world around her. Today was no different. As the sun peeked through the curtains, Pimpa dashed outside, excited for whatever the day would bring. With her tail wagging and ears perked up, she sniffed the air. There was something new out there, she could feel it. While playing in the yard, Pimpa spotted a bright red balloon floating in the distance. It bobbed up and down, as if calling her name. Without thinking twice, Pimpa chased after it, her paws pitter-pattering against the ground. She followed the balloon as it drifted through the park, past the bakery, and over the river. But when the balloon floated too high, Pimpa felt a twinge of disappointment. How can I catch it now, she wondered. That's when she remembered, Pimpa had a great imagination, and in her world, anything was possible. I'll just jump really high, she thought. Pimpa gathered all her energy, bent her legs, and sprang into the air. To her delight, she didn't just jump a little, she soared right up into the sky, her paws reaching for the clouds. Up, and up she went, past birds and floating dandelion seeds, until she was face to face with the red balloon. But the adventure didn't stop there. As Pimpa grabbed the balloon string, she noticed something amazing. The clouds weren't just fluffy mist, they were bouncy like trampolines. With a joyful bark, Pimpa began to jump from cloud to cloud, giggling as the world below grew smaller. While bouncing through the sky, Pimpa made some new friends. There was Gigi the gull, a chatty seagull who told jokes that made Pimpa laugh, and Flo the fluffy cloud, who loved to shapeshift into different animals just for fun. Where are you going, Pimpa? Asked Gigi. I'm following this red balloon. It looks like it wants to take me somewhere special, Pimpa replied, wagging her tail. Well, you've come to the right place, said Flo with a grin. The sky is full of surprises. Keep bouncing, and you might find something even more magical. As Pimpa continued her bouncy journey, she spotted something in the distance, a shimmering castle made of clouds. It was tall and magnificent, with towers that sparkled in the sunlight. Wow! I've never seen anything like that before, Pimpa thought. Curious as always, Pimpa floated toward the castle, her heart racing with excitement. The drawbridge lowered as she approached, and inside, the walls were lined with clouds shaped like cupcakes, ice cream cones, and funny hats. The castle seemed to be made for someone who loved fun as much as Pimpa did. Inside the castle, Pimpa met the Queen of Clouds, a gentle figure with a crown made of stars. Welcome, Pimpa. I've been expecting you, she said, her voice as soft as a breeze. Pimpa wagged her tail in delight. Me? You knew I was coming? Pimpa asked, surprised. Of course, said the Queen with a twinkle in her eye. You see, this castle is a place for curious creatures like you. Anyone who dreams big and loves adventure is welcome here. I have something special for you. With a wave of her hand, the Queen summoned a magical cloud scooter, a small, fluffy vehicle that floated in midair. Pimpa hopped on the cloud scooter and zoomed through the sky, feeling the cool breeze against her fur. The scooter moved so smoothly, it was like gliding on water. Pimpa laughed as she zipped around, doing loops and twirls. She even flew through rainbow rings, which made her fur sparkle with rainbow colors. This is amazing! Pimpa shouted, her eyes sparkling with joy. It was a sunny morning, and Pimpa was exploring her favorite park with her best friend, Armando. As usual, Pimpa's nose was in the air, sniffing for new adventures. Just as she rounded the corner near the lake, she heard cheerful quacking sounds. There, waddling by the pond, was none other than Daisy Duck. Daisy was flapping her wings excitedly, practicing her latest dance moves. Pimpa watched in amazement. "Wow, you're an incredible dancer," she barked. Daisy blushed. "Thank you. I love dancing. Maybe I could teach you a move or two." Pimpa wagged her tail in excitement. "I'd love that." And so, a new friendship began. Under the bright sun, Daisy and Pimpa twirled and jumped together, creating their own fun routine. Pimpa quickly learned Daisy's graceful movements, and together they danced around the park, laughing all the while. "Pimpa, you're a natural," Daisy quacked, clapping her wings together. Pimpa beamed with pride, enjoying the happiness of moving in sync with her new friend. As the day went on, the two friends realized that they shared more than just a love for fun. They both had a deep sense of curiosity and adventure. While exploring the park's meadow, Pimpa noticed a peculiar-looking flower. It was huge, much larger than any other flower in the field, and it shimmered as if it were made of light. "What is this?" Pimpa asked, sniffing the glowing petals. Daisy waddled over and examined it too. "I've never seen a flower like this before. It's beautiful, but there's something magical about it." Suddenly, the flower began to sway and whisper, "Follow the light, and you will find a world of dreams." Pimpa and Daisy exchanged excited glances. This was the beginning of an unexpected adventure. The glowing flower released a burst of light, and a path appeared before Pimpa and Daisy. The path seemed to lead toward a distant meadow that wasn't visible before. Without hesitation, they followed it. The world around them changed as they ventured further. The sky turned a soft lavender, and the trees along the path began to shimmer with silver leaves. Tiny glowing butterflies fluttered above, guiding their way. "Where do you think this is taking us?" Daisy asked, her voice filled with wonder. "I don't know," Pimpa replied, her tail wagging eagerly, "but I can't wait to find out." Soon, Pimpa and Daisy came across a crystal-clear river that mirrored everything above it, the sky, the trees, and even themselves. But there was something unusual about the reflections. The water seemed to show not just their current reflections, but also glimpses of past adventures. Daisy gasped. "Look, Pimpa! There's a reflection of me when I first learned to swim." Pimpa peered into the water and saw herself chasing a red balloon. "This river shows memories," she realized, fascinated by the magical waters. As they crossed the river using stepping stones, they couldn't help but wonder what other secrets this magical world held. On the other side of the river, Pimpa and Daisy encountered an ancient, towering talking tree named Barkley. His branches stretched high into the sky, and his deep voice rumbled like distant thunder. "Welcome, travelers," Barkley said. "I have been watching over this meadow for centuries. You are the first to find the hidden path in a long time." Pimpa wagged her tail. "We followed a magical flower to get here. Do you know where it leads?" It was an early autumn morning, and the park near Pimpa's house was alive with vibrant colors. The leaves, painted in shades of red, orange, and yellow, danced in the crisp breeze. Pimpa, the curious spotted dog with a playful spirit, was out for her daily adventure. Her kind human friend, Armando, was reading a newspaper on a bench, allowing Pimpa the freedom to explore. As she wandered, a peculiar scent caught her attention, a strong, earthy aroma that was both intriguing and unfamiliar. With her nose to the ground, she followed the trail deeper into the forest. Suddenly, she found herself in a small clearing where a towering figure stood. To her surprise, it was a bear, a large, brown bear with gentle eyes that held a hint of sadness. Pimpa blinked in disbelief, but quickly introduced herself. "Hi, I'm Pimpa. What's your name?" The bear looked down at her, his expression softening. "I'm Boris. I've wandered a bit too far from my cave while searching for honey, and now I can't find my way back." Pimpa's adventurous spirit ignited. "Don't worry. I'm great at exploring. I'll help you find your way home." Boris smiled gratefully, and together they began a new friendship filled with the promise of adventure. As they strolled through the forest, Pimpa chatted excitedly about her past escapades. She spoke of her encounters with talking trees, racing across meadows of wildflowers, and her love for chasing butterflies. Boris listened with amusement, chuckling at her playful nature. "So, Boris, where exactly is your cave?" Pimpa asked, looking around as if the trees would speak up and point the way. Boris scratched his head thoughtfully. "It's deeper in the forest, near a big waterfall. But the trees all look the same, and I've lost my sense of direction." With her nose twitching, Pimpa sniffed the air. "Maybe if we find the waterfall, we'll find your cave. Let's head toward the sound of running water." With a determined wag of her tail, Pimpa took the lead, eager to uncover the mysteries of the forest alongside her new friend. After a while, they reached a wide river that flowed swiftly, glistening under the sun. The sound of rushing water filled the air, but the river was too wide and fast for either of them to swim across. Boris frowned, his brow furrowing with concern. "My cave is definitely on the other side, but I don't know how we'll get across." Pimpa's eyes lit up as she spotted something upstream. "Look! There's a bridge made of fallen logs. We can use that to cross." The log bridge appeared sturdy but old, creaking gently as the wind blew. Pimpa bravely stepped onto the bridge, her paws lightly tapping against the wood. Boris hesitated, unsure if the bridge could hold his weight. The sound of the rushing water below only added to his nerves. "Don't worry, Boris," Pimpa called back encouragingly. "Just take it slow. You can do it." With Pimpa's encouragement, Boris took a deep breath and stepped onto the bridge. Each step was tentative, and the bridge creaked beneath him, but soon he found himself safely on the other side. Boris let out a relieved sigh, gratitude shining in his eyes. "Thanks, Pimpa. I couldn't have done it without you." As they ventured further into the forest, Pimpa noticed something strange on the ground.